Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to my film and TV channel. I hope you enjoy what I've got for you today, and please check out as you're watching this little links on screen as well for different things on my Facebook and Twitter, and of course my football channel as well. And please, all your comments are very welcome. Just let us know and push that subscribe button. Don't forget, please push the subscribe button. Make sure your notification set to public as well if you want to know when these vlogs are coming out. Push that notification button as well. So anyway, please enjoy. Right, today we're going to have a look over to Channel 5 here in the UK. Again, don't get quite as much stick as BBC with the dramas, but not far behind at the moment. I'll have a word about that in a moment with one of the critics who's left his thoughts. We're going to have a look at a series, 4-episode series, drama thriller called Lie With Me. It's also known as, on Internet Movie Database, With Intent, so I think that's either the Australian title, is going to be showing in Australia, or the US title or something like that. There may be a problem with Lie With Me, because I think there has been various versions of films and TV series called that before. But as far as the UK is concerned, it's called Lie With Me. So we're going to have a look at that today. Yeah, it's an Australian stroke British television presentation. Premiered on Channel 5 on the 12th of July and then carried on for another 3 nights. So you had 4 nights of it. I just finished watching it about 10 minutes ago from the Thursday night one. Yeah, Thursday night one. I'm up early, so I don't get a chance to watch it. I have to watch it then the following day. It's on Network 10 in Australia, so I think that's later in the year. I'm not too sure. Please check that anyway, whichever territory you're in. Filmed in Melbourne. Yeah, some nice little houses, some nice places there. Nice to see. Series centres on a British woman and her husband seeking a fresh start in Australia after infidelity threatened their marriage. Of course it did. They hire a young local nanny who isn't as innocent as she appears. She certainly isn't, with deadly consequences. Yeah, I mean, the actual start of the series, you know there's something gone on. There's a police thing, and then it's all obviously told with flashbacks and flashbacks within flashbacks. Not overly complicated. Don't worry about it. It does tell you on screen what's going on. You don't have to look at hairstyles and stuff like that. It does warn you, so you do have to watch it just to gauge sometimes. But as I say, it's not overly complicated, this one. We've got Brett Tucker as Jake, stars in this. Charlie Brooks as Anna. Apparently she was in EastEnders. I don't watch EastEnders, guys, so I have no idea who Charlie Brooks. But once I had watched it, I thought, oh yeah, I probably have seen her in magazines, stuff like that. But she stars as Anna. We've got Phoebe Roberts as Becky. They're the 3 main people in it. We've also got Caroline Gilmer, Jacqueline Brennan, Stephen Lopez, Ian Bliss, and Bert Labonte. There's a game. There's a good name. There you go. Yeah, the scores. Yeah, as I say, there's very little at the moment. The only critic I've got on Critique from a critic is Dom Robinson from DVD Fever. He's all right. He's always a bit. What's the word? He's not as kind to things as perhaps I am, but yeah, this is his little view of the episodes. I don't want to give too much away with these little summations he did of each episode. Episode 1, he simply said, preposterous nonsense with unlikable characters. Yeah, well, I agree, the unlikable characters, but there's, they might be unlikable, but I didn't sort of unlike it just to not like the show, to be honest, if you know what I mean. It's like a bad American soap opera. Okay. Episode 2, did it get any better with Dom? Let's have a look. Well, Jake and Becky are such unlikable characters. Well, you said that, Dom. You're repeating yourself, mate. Can we get Becca back from Intruder? There you are. Another one of his favourite series, Intruder. If you've watched that, that was another Channel 5 one with caves involved, etc. So, yeah, he said, so can she lock them both up in a cave? So, obviously, not being very nice, Dom, is he, about this? If you watch Intruder and you like that, Dom didn't like Intruder. Episode 3. So far, this is still no different from The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. There you go. There are comparisons with a classic, but just drawn out so much. I just don't understand how anyone felt this was a script worth pursuing. So obviously not good by episode 3. Episode 4, what did you think about that? Episode 4, he finishes off, and so there was the ending. Were you satisfied with it? So he's asking his public, obviously, they're satisfied. But still, at least no one got trapped in a cave. Again, it harks back to The Intruder. So there you go, that's Don Robinson. He didn't give it a mark as such, but you can tell he wasn't overly impressed with this little series, Lie With Me. Internet Movie Database, slightly kinder. As I'm recording this, which is, what date are we on today? The 16th of July 2021. Looked about half an hour ago, 11:15 AM UK time. Internet Movie Database, 65 scores and reviews have been left, and it's averaging 6.7 out of 10. So yeah, Don Robinson doesn't like it, but overall, the 65 people, which isn't a massive lot of people, quite liked it. And the actual episode scores are: episode 1 got 6.5, episode 2 got 7.2, and episode 3 got 7.3. And it's that early, there's no scores yet for episode 4. But Personally, I thought it did get a little bit. I thought episode 4 was the best, so that hopefully might be higher. But some people might be disappointed. I don't know. Who knows? But some of the comments left, some of the headline comments left. There's 2 good and 2 bad, pretty much split on the Internet Movie Database. Someone said it was slow and boring with a predictable soapy plot. Yeah. Can't 100% disagree with that. Someone else said would have made for a nice 80s afternoon cable TV show, so they're a similar sort of feel. And the 2 guys who sort of liked it, a little drawn out but overall good. Yeah, okay. And someone else wrote, I was gripped all the way through, ignore the bad reviews. Well, there's only a couple of bad reviews, don't worry about them. And Don Robinson, of course, but there you go. Right, my little thoughts, Bernard's little thoughts, yeah. I'm going to say, I think Dom is just, I think he's got points. Of course he has, he has got, he's not 100 miles away, 1,000 miles away with what he's saying, but I think it's just a little bit over the top. I mean, the Hand That Rots the Cradle, really, how you can't compare things with the sort of classic like that, can you? Of time, you can't go back and harp about that, and let's face it, it's a long time since I watched The Hand That Rots the Cradle, so I'd have to go back and watch it to find out if it was the same plot, because I forgot. I just know I like Hand That Rots the Cradle, but I see that many films, I do forget what they are. But if you watched Hand That Rots the Cradle last week, you'll have to let me know. So I'm certainly not going to compare this anyway to The Hand That Rocks the Cradle at this stage. And there's nothing new. Of course, there's nothing new. I mean, it started off in typical thriller fashion. You've more or less know, if you watch very carefully, who's actually going to get in trouble by the end of it. And obviously, nothing changes. It's not a parallel universe. Obviously, when you see the police at the very start of the 4 episodes, you know which person's in the dock, if you like, or which person's obviously the police have got their eye on. So you're just waiting for that twist then throughout the series. Obviously, it's not going to be initially there for most part. That wouldn't be a boring thriller otherwise, wouldn't it? But yeah, so it's really the characters as well. You get to know the characters, the chemistry, and these twists that they throw. I said the twists were fairly sort of telegraphed until that last episode, which was okay. As I said, we sort of, if you think about it too much, you probably sussed it out, but it wasn't too bad. Acting talent, yeah, I don't know this Charlie lady from EastEnders. I'm not a big fan of EastEnders from the acting point of view. From the plot point of view, I've not watched EastEnders since Dirty Den was in it, which is probably Angie and Dirty Den, I think. Well, that was it last time I watched it, but there you go. Yeah, the acting talent's okay. Nothing fantastic. And I thought the chemistry was okay. Yeah, it was as it was meant to be. I thought it did okay. Very simple story, but it did manage to sort of at least keep me interested. And my good lady likes these thrillers, not overly complicated. And she's not watched number 4 yet, but she was enjoying it up to number 3. So that's a good gauge for me whether something's okay. As I say, I watch a hell of a lot of stuff, but it is one that you don't really want to think about too much because it is a bit. You know, there is a lot in it that you start trying to figure out what's going to happen. You probably work it out, but you just go with the flow and watch it. It's not overly long. I mean, someone said it was a bit drawn out, but I don't think it was. I did immediately dislike the main guy character in it, obviously, which is what I'm supposed to do, I think. But to be honest with you, my feeling towards the other 2 female characters sort of began to flip-flop a little as the series dragged on is a bit cruel, as the series moved on, and I do think that's the aim, and it sort of worked. I did actually think that. There's a little bit of 50 Shades of Grey, there's a little bit of sexiness and role play and and sort of minor violence thrown into it, but it's all, it's all to give that. It does add a little bit to the plot. It does sort of, there's a reason for it. It's not just just there for the sake of it. There is a little bit of a small reason to it, so it sort of works. But as I say, it's not too over the top, so don't be worried about that. You're not going to get episode after episode of 50 Shades of Grey, whether you want. Well, if you obviously that's what you want, then you're not going to get it. But there you go. And as I said, I think 4 episodes was fine. It's only 4 by 44 minutes. It's only 88, 180, 107, about just under 3 hours or something like that. So it was okay. And they say by the end of episode 1, you sort of knew what was going on. So and they told you what was going on. You didn't have to try and figure it out, which wasn't hard anyway. But so you knew that. Then obviously the next episodes 2, 3, and 4 are gonna expand on that. And in my opinion, episode 4 was probably the best. You say it wasn't a big surprise, but at least it was a conclusion. I mean, obviously Dom Robbins mentioned the intruder and the caves and stuff like this, but I mean, yeah, it was, at least with this there is an ending, and I like an ending in a drama. I think we all do, unless there's going to be a sequel, and obviously this is a pretty much standalone one, so we don't get silly things to set it up for a sequel particularly. For 2021, yeah, it is pretty bland. There's nothing exciting. In all fairness, Channel 5 do get a lot of stick, rightly or wrongly, for the dramas, because they're quite basic. And let's face it, I read a lot of books, I listen to a lot of books and a lot of thrillers, and to be honest, there's a lot of good thrillers I listen to and read, and sometimes you wonder how these scripts get approved for television when there's so much quality out there. Even you know, the lesser known writers, etc. There's thousands and thousands of books that probably make a better, you know, some great TV series. But hey, it is what it is. A run-of-the-mill drama thriller, an okay ending, which is always nice to have. And at least you'd say it doesn't test you too much. On a level, we say, yeah, I would say on a level with a popular soap storyline, you know, a thriller storyline in a soap, and I think probably a little bit better. It's certainly better than stuff I've seen in EastEnders, and I'm not going to single out EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, whatever it is. I mean, you know, it is a little bit better than that. And as I say, my good lady was enjoying it. I think she'll enjoy the final episode as well. So if you do still enjoy the soaps, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just not my thing that I get time to watch anymore. I just grew a little tired of them after watching many Coronation Street. I used to watch from being 6 years old, but sort of gave up on that a few years back. But I've got other things to do. But if you do enjoy the sort of soapy storylines, there's nothing wrong with this. It's okay. It's not quite as bad as some say, but it's not brilliant. I mean, it's just an okay watchable thing that you'll forget about. I'll forget about this and within a couple of hours perhaps, and go on to something else. So I'm going to give it just my watchable rating, which is a 6 out of 10. If I was scoring the episodes, yeah, very similar. Episode 1, I would have given a 6. Episode 2, I would have given a 6.5. Episode 3, I would have given a 6. And episode 4, I would have given a 6.5. So even before I come up with the 6 out of 10, it was averaging out at that anyway, wasn't it? So, but let me know what you think anyway. As I said, it's not going to win any sort of major thriller awards. It's not going to keep you totally on the edge of your seat, but it certainly should keep you interested. As I say, if you do like a basic soap-like plot line and things happening, it's perhaps just say just slightly higher than that basic soap thing, but yeah, I thought it was okay. Nothing wrong with it. Channel 5, all right, nothing, but perhaps you know, try and come up with something a little bit cleverer next time, but it's okay for what it is, and there's no caves in it, so what more can we ask? Anyway, thanks for watching. What are you going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Film and TV channel. Or perhaps have a flit across, have a look at my Citizen channel, my football channel. I only ever ask one small thing, please. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.